When you realize that other people's opinions are not going to pay your bills, your entire mindset will change. And so today we're diving into mindset hacks on how to enter your unbothered era and live a thriving life. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we're going to be talking all about how to enter your unbothered era, becoming your most confident self and just letting go of all of the dead weight that is all around you. So let's dive in. I obviously have to give you guys the apology that you guys deserve because I have been gone for over 2 weeks, which is the longest that I've ever been away from YouTube. I just want to say I'm sorry, but I also want to let you guys know that so many exciting things have been happening on the back end, so many amazing opportunities, some really big life updates that are going to be coming in my next few videos that I'm so excited to share with you guys. But I just wanted to obviously apologize because I have never been this inconsistent with my content, but I just got back from LA. I was shooting a holiday campaign with Kate Spade New York, so I got flown out and it was very, very exciting. And then as soon as I got back, I had to start getting ready for another really big life update that is coming up very soon, but it was kind of interfering with my content, and so I did slack a little bit on YouTube. I'm so sorry about that, but I wanted to make this video because while I have been going through all of these really amazing life updates, I've been starting to notice some things in my own personal life with just a lot of things when it comes to friends and family, and obviously myself, like my own personal life. I really wanted to make this video because I feel like it relates a lot to not only what I'm going through right now, but obviously in a month or so we're going to be entering a brand new year. And so I want today's video to just really focus on 6 tips to help you enter your unbothered era, because for the longest time I really struggled with always wanting validation from others, like friends and family, and just always wanting people to just see me doing good online. And I always worried about if people were talking about me or what they were thinking, and I always wanted everyone to just have the best positive thoughts about me and not even say things behind my back. But unfortunately, that's just how life goes. You know, when I decided that I wanted to be a content creator, I saw and I heard that people were making fun of me or saying things behind my back. And now I'm at the point where, now that I've been doing this for a few years and I am successful at it and amazing things have come from it, I've just learned to tune out that outside noise from people that are just always going to hate for no reason. So today's video is really going to be diving deep and breaking down those how to be unbothered tips, because people's opinions are never going to pay your bills. So just keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, and let's get started. Tip number 1 is practice the let them theory. So the let them theory is actually something that I heard from TikTok from Mel Robbins, who is a very famous author, a podcast host, and she actually has the book that is coming out in December called The Let Them Theory that is really going to break this down. But what this essentially means is the Let Them Theory is a mindset tool that teaches you to just let other people make their choices and live their lives, and stop making your job or responsibility to manage or control what other people are doing. And like I said, this is directly from Mel Robbins' Instagram, but I have been consuming her podcast content for such a long time now. I absolutely love her content. It is so inspiring and motivational, and she really just breaks down such great tips into really great detail and how you can apply it into your own life. This theory is just all about focusing on what you can control. Let go of worrying about other people or other things that are outside of your control when it comes to other people's opinions or their actions or anything else that you feel like is really affecting you, and instead use that energy to pour into yourself and to what you can change. So for me, a really big problem was that as a content creator, every single month is very inconsistent when it comes to brand deals and all those kinds of things. And so it would lead me to a lot of anxiety, and I would always worry, like, what is my next brand deal gonna be? How am I gonna make money this month, etc. Just natural worries when you are a freelancer or a content creator, all those kinds of things. And so I started to develop this new mindset where I was just like, I am going to focus on what I can control. I'm gonna let go of what I can't control. I cannot control what is gonna come in my inbox, what is going to happen this month, but what I can control is what I'm doing every single day. How much content can I keep putting out to try to get noticed by brands? How many things can I keep doing myself when it comes to my work? What can I keep producing instead of constantly being a consumer? How can I continue to be a creator and worry less about the outside noise and what I can't control? And because of that, I decided to just let go of all the things that were bothering me and all of those anxieties. And I literally remember, like, a month or two ago, I wrote a letter to myself at this very desk where I was like, I'm going to stop worrying about finances. I'm going to stop worrying about my student loans. I'm going to stop worrying about what is going to come in 1 month out the other. And because I finally let go, and because I finally started worrying about what I can control, so many amazing things started happening. And I genuinely believe it's not only because I was a lot more positive and controlling what I can, but I was also just learning that what's meant for me is not going to pass. And so when it comes to the let them theory, I feel like a lot of us really like to worry about all of these things that are just always out of our control. So just keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. And like I said, Mel Robbins' book comes out in December. I definitely want to read it for sure, because I feel like this is something that a lot of people need to understand more, is that you cannot control what other people are doing. You cannot control what is going to happen in your life. And especially when it comes to other people, you have to let go of opinions and actions and what other people are doing, because I am someone that also likes to micromanage. When my friends have a problem, when something is happening in my family and people come to me, or like I find out about the situation and I'm like, okay, how can I help you? How can we make this happen? Or like, how can we make this situation better? I always try to micromanage and just make situations better, either for other people or try to help them out as much as I can. And then things that end up going south. Like, I feel like we all know those kinds of friendships or things in our family. And so when you learn to literally just let go, let people do what they want, and you focus on what you want to do, things are going to open up. Things are going to be so much better. Focus on the output. How can you keep putting your energy into good things and things that are actually going to benefit you? Tip number 2 is set firm boundaries and be surrounded by supportive people. So this is something that I'm still learning, still practicing, which is learning to have those boundaries, saying no without feeling guilty, protecting your energy, all of those kinds of things. I am someone that is definitely always and has always been worried about what other people feel, how other people feel. And I definitely get that from my mom. Like, we are literally the exact same way, where we are always putting other people's feelings and their opinions and things first. I feel like it's an older daughter thing. I'm just always like, okay, if this person is happy, even though I'm not, it's perfectly fine. If this person is okay with this and, you know, I didn't get what I want, it is okay. Like, that has always been my mindset as the oldest daughter. I just feel like that's just how it is sometimes. As I've gotten older, it's been a lot harder for me to try to set boundaries with friends and family and with certain situations, because I'm just so used to being the people pleaser, having people walk over me and just doing what makes other people feel better, because I want to avoid confrontation at all costs. That is just not the way that you should be living life. So that's why I'm saying, to really enter that unbothered era, you have to set firm boundaries, but you also have to be surrounded by really good supportive people, because your circle matters. You have to be spending time with people that are going to encourage your growth, that celebrate your success. I always see content on TikTok where people say that your friends, the way that they can easily like and comment on someone else's post, but they're not doing it for you, is definitely a red flag. And I've noticed that with like so many of my past friends, even friends now. It's like, why are you scrolling through my content, or why are you seeing that I just got this really big partnership with this really big deal and you're not saying anything, or you're staying silent? It's like, okay, either we have a secret hater here, or this person just like doesn't want to interact because they feel a certain way. Your friends should be supportive of you. I have people online that I've never even met that are 100 times more supportive than so many people that I know in real life. And it's honestly a very sad truth, but it is the truth. And so you really need to be around people that are going to always be there for you, that are supportive, that are happy for you, and have genuine happiness and genuine love, and are not just doing it because they want to show you off and say, hey, like, I have a cool friend, or hey, like, this person did this. You want to be around that genuine love, that genuine connection. And as you get older, you're going to start to realize who is really in your circle and who isn't. And that really starts with boundaries and who you are being surrounded with. If you genuinely can't go out one weekend, but your friends are like, let's go out, but you know that you have to get something really important done, set that boundary and say, hey, I can't go out. Or if you know that this person is not someone you want to be around with, set those boundaries and say, hey, I honestly don't want this kind of friendship in my life. I feel like I'm over here and you're just going backwards. Whatever the situation is, just set those boundaries, set it straight. Because when you look back in a few years, do you want to look back and say, hey, I'm glad that I changed. I'm glad that I'm not the same person I was? Or are you going to look back and say, why did I not change? I feel like I've been the same person year after year. Like, I am someone that is constantly changing every single year in really great ways, and I'm really proud of that. But there are some people that I've known that are still stuck in that same phase that they've been in for many, many years. We're still in that high school mindset, and it's like, at some point you have to either leave those people behind and keep doing you, or you have to eventually tell them, like, hey, this is how I feel about this. What are we going to do? So again, setting those boundaries, boundaries and just realizing like who you're around and what those people are saying or doing or thinking can really affect you. So it's very, very important to be aware of who you want your time and your energy with. Tip 3 is detach from comparison and keep your goals private. When it comes to being a content creator or being on social media in general, like if you have an Instagram or a TikTok account, you probably at some point in your life have felt like you need to be at a certain era, you need to be at a certain point because you saw this person you follow living this kind of life. And as a content creator, I feel like that all of the time. As of recently, it has definitely gotten a lot better. I definitely have felt that comparison get a lot lower. But when I was still in college and when I was still trying to figure out like what is my life going to be after college, I was comparing myself to so many people around me and people my age because I was like, okay, this person already has a job at this really great company. This person didn't even get a job at an office. They literally just kept being a content creator and they're doing great. Whatever it is, I was always comparing myself to people and it was really, really sad because I hate feeling that way. And so I started giving myself kind of like stricter rules. I was like, okay, no more social media after 8 o'clock, no more social media in the morning before 10 a.m. Like you really need to just focus on doing things for you. Like this morning, I went and did my 7:30 a.m. workout. I woke up at 6:20, took the train over to my spin class, came back home, showered, did my hair, got ready for my day. Then later on in the day, I eventually went on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, had my meetings. But the thing is that you need to set those boundaries with yourself because that is how you are going to constantly just keep comparing yourself or feeling like you need to be at a certain level in life when in reality, it's not normal for people in their early 20s to be living in the high-rise apartment, to be flaunting around the designer bags and doing all of these things. Like it really is not realistic. It's not relatable. And so don't feel like you have to be at that era as well. And when it comes to keeping your goals private, always work on your aspirations, always work on your dreams and goals in silence. Stop oversharing. Stop telling people your next plan or your next thing of what it is that you want to do. Stop asking people for their opinions because that is how you are going to create more distractions. You're going to get more opinions that you didn't ask for, and you're going to just get even more doubts in your head and in your mind. Like I remember telling my friends or people like many, many years ago, I want to work with this brand or I'm doing this brand dealer partnership. The first thing would always be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But like it would always just be a comment that was kind of turned back into something about doubting me. And obviously those are not people you want in your life, but those are things that I started to realize, okay, I'm picking up on this person and they're kind of being negative every time something really good happens to me. And so I just decided overall, I'm not going to tell anyone anything. And a lot of people think that it's rude when you don't tell friends or family about things that are happening in your life. Like it is not everybody's business to know what it is that you were doing. A lot of people find it really rude. Like, hey, you're going on a trip and you didn't tell me and like we're friends or whatever, or I'm finding out through Instagram that you did this. It's like not everyone needs to know what it is that you're doing. You can find out at the same time that everyone else is when it's online or when it's finally talked about. You never know if that person is going to go and take that piece of information and tell somebody else. And that has happened to me many times where I tell someone something and then I find out that another person that I don't even want to know ends up knowing about it. And so keep those goals in private. Don't let people try to doubt or rain on your parade because it's honestly not fair. Focus on your path. Focus on what it is that you are doing. If you have just noticed that you've been on TikTok for an hour and you meant to do something else on your phone, it's time to scrap that and really be a lot more mindful of the time that you're spending on these social media apps, because before you know it, it's already going to be an hour, 2 hours, and before you know it, it's 1 a.m. and you've been on TikTok for over 2 hours. It's about time to just figure out, how long do you want to be on social media? Are you going to continue to be a consumer, or are you finally going to be a creator? Tip number 4 is adopt a growth mindset and practice gratitude daily. So when it comes to having a growth mindset, you really want to shift your thinking to focusing on the positive and just staying really grateful and having a lot of gratitude for things that are in your everyday nature. I was watching this YouTube video today. It was this like crime video, completely unrelated to like what I post and all those kinds of things, but I love watching that kind of content. And so I was watching this like 48 hours episode, and at the end of the video, something really sad came up about this girl that we were watching, and they mentioned that this girl had this terminal disease, and at the end of the video they obviously said that she did not make it fully through. And I remember just after closing that video, I was in the shower and I was listening to it in the background. I remember getting out the shower and I was thinking, like, I was doing my skincare and I was like, there are so many things that we take for granted every single day. There are so many things that we just think are normal in our everyday lives. And meanwhile, there's people out there who are begging and wishing, probably on their deathbed, thinking, I wish that I had this. And it's something so simple that you probably have in your own life. Like, for example, walking on your 2 feet, breathing without having a tube or something, being able to just go out there in the world and do whatever it is that you want to do. Like, there are so many simple things that we truly take for granted. After I watched that video, I genuinely was just doing my skincare and thinking, I am so grateful for everything that I have around me. And this was only like a few hours ago, and I was just like, there are people that have these things happen to them every day. We let so many little situations and things affect us when in reality we should be so grateful for all the little things that are around us. Practice being grateful, because when you realize that there is so much to be grateful for in your life, your mindset completely changes. You realize that all of the little petty things, all of the drama, all of the things that people are always worrying about are so little compared to everything that is around us. Like, we literally are on a floating rock in space. Why are you gonna let a hate comment, or why are you gonna let someone's opinion stop you from living your dream life? And this year has been one of the craziest years of my life. Like, I started January as a fresh out of college girl. I had finished my degree a semester early. I was starting this new job in the city that I thought was my dream job, and then eventually everything kind of like came crashing down, and I spent months trying to figure out, like, what is the meaning of my life? What am I gonna do? All of these questions I was asking myself. And with the way that my year started, the way that it was really rough, the way that I'm now ending the year compared to that, it's just so far from what I could have ever imagined. Like, the opportunities, the things that have been happening, all of the amazing things that have started flourishing and coming into my life compared to the year that I started with is just mind-blowing. And so that just goes to show that have a positive growth mindset. Know and believe in your heart that whatever it is you want can happen. I used to always think things I see in the movies, things I see online and stuff, okay, that's only for those people, that was only meant for them. No, anything can happen no matter what. Your life can instantly change overnight. You never know what that thing is going to be, but you have to keep believing. You have to keep having that belief in yourself and knowing that my dreams can happen. All these people that you have either on your vision board or that you follow online, they were just like you one day. One day they had $10 in their account, the next day they were a millionaire overnight, or whatever it is. One day they were doing this, the next the whole world knows their name. Whatever it is that you want out of this life, you need to just be grounded, be focused on your path and what it is that you're doing, and not comparing yourself to other people's journey, because everybody has their own path. Why would you want to be the next Oprah or the next Kim Kardashian or the next Kylie Jenner, whatever it is? Like, why would you want to be the next them when you can just be the next you? You don't want the same path as everybody else. You want to focus on what it is that you're doing. So change your mindset and learn that gratitude is so important. Be grateful for what you have, because one day when your prayers get answered, when all of these things start happening and your dreams start coming into fruition, you are going to just be so grateful for everything even more, because you didn't have that before. You had the simple things in life. Like, I know one day when all of my dreams continue to come true and they actually happen, I'm going to think back to when I was making YouTube videos in my room in my mom's basement. I'm going to think back to all the little things that I did that got me to where I am eventually going to be. Tip 5 is prioritize physical, mental, and emotional health. So when it comes to all of these kinds of things, you really want to focus on investing your time into routines and habits that are really going to nurture your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional well-being. Because when you feel good about yourself externally and also internally, everything is just going to flourish. Things are just going to roll off your back and you're going to be like, oh, this happened, who cares? Oh, this happened, amazing. Like, you are going to just flourish. And I'm telling you, you really have to prioritize these 3 categories. Like I told you guys this morning, I went to a spin class, and even though I didn't want to wake up super early, it's still dark and it's getting really, really cold here in New Jersey, I still wanted to prioritize some sort of movement first thing in the morning. Same thing with other days when I don't want to go on a walk or I don't want to eat right. I do it anyway because because I know you're not going to feel bad about yourself afterward. Like, who feels bad about themselves after a workout? Who feels bad about themselves after they eat a really great, hearty, delicious, protein-filled meal? So you truly just have to think, like, what are little ways you can prioritize and hit all of these boxes every single day? You guys know I like to go to spin classes. I like to walk. I love to journal at night. I love to write about my dreams. I have a manifestation notebook. I also like to listen to playlists on my phone that are specifically about my dream life and manifestation and just living that life it is that I eventually want. When it comes to my emotional health, like, I'm very in tune with just my feelings, and if I know I'm not having a good day, what can I do to lift myself back up? If I know I'm having a great day, what can I do to keep this momentum up? Like, it is all about just being in tune with yourself, knowing yourself, and just knowing that every day is going to be different. You're not going to be your 100% every single day. There's some days that I have a really good day. The next day, things are a little bit completely different, and it's okay. But you have to be okay with rolling with the punches. Be okay with knowing that life is going to hit you every single day with a different situation, a different opportunity. But it's all about how can you bounce back? How can you continue to stay on top of yourself and in your routines? For me, I love creating new routines for different times of the year. You guys know in the summer, I was waking up at 6 a.m., going on walks, coming home, filming content, trying to just get as much out there as I can. Now that it's the winter, it's a little bit colder out, so things are a little bit different. I'm trying to go more to my spin classes and then also be home, try to film as much content as I can. It's also hard to get content outside because it's freezing and I don't have that many cute coats, but I'm telling you, like, really prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional health, because those are the things that are going to hold you down always. Those are the things at the end of the day that you're going to remember. Like, when you get in that bed, what is that feeling that you get when you're like, okay, I had a great day. This made my day really great. Think about what makes a day for you amazing. Write it down and figure out, how can I do a little bit of this every single day? How can I hit that pillow in my bed at night knowing as soon as my head goes down, I had an amazing day today? Think about those little things. Try to put a little piece of that fun, of that happiness into every single day. And I promise you, you are really going to notice a difference. The last and final tip for today's video is limit the drama, gossip, and talking about others. This has to be in this video because you cannot be an unbothered girl. You cannot be this unbothered person that just lets things roll off your back. If you are constantly talking about people, if you are constantly putting others down, or feeling like the only way that you can feel good about yourself is by putting other people down. And so stay out of the unnecessary drama. Stop engaging in gossip. Stop hanging out with people that their favorite thing is to talk about others. Keep your energy focused on things that uplift you, that make you happy. I heard this quote the other day from one of my favorite creators on TikTok. Her name is Drew, and she basically said that people talk about you because when they talk about themselves, no one listens. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, wait, let me sit down for this one, because it just speaks volumes. Have you ever been with someone that the only thing they talk about is other people and what's going on here and this situation and this, that? But is anyone ever really talking about them? Or do people actually listen when they talk about them? Like, is anything actually interesting going on in their lives? And if the answer is no, then that's basically your answer. They only care about what is going on in other people's lives. They're not focused on being a better version of themselves. They're not focused on doing anything that has to do with them. They're always talking about others or living in this fantasy dream world of, okay, this is going to happen, but they never actually do anything about it. Try to stay out of the gossip. Try to stay out of the unnecessary things that literally just do not involve you, because the more time and energy you put into what other people are doing or just constantly being on social media, you are going to just notice that you're going to be further and further from your goals, and you're not even going to be working towards what it is that you actually want to do. So stop looking at what others are doing, stop talking about what others are doing, and just focus on you. That is something that I had to adopt. That's a mindset that I had to learn when I started content creation, because how am I going to start this new life for myself? How was I going to be a content creator and make this dream life happen if I was still engaging in that high school mindset? If I was still engaging in how I was acting 3-4 years ago, why am I still doing that now? So that's when I decided, my senior year of high school, right when I was about to enter college, I'm going to completely start brand new. I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to redo everything in my life when it came to who I was hanging around with, what I was wearing. Literally, I was going to a new school in a brand new state. I was living in New Jersey, but I was going to FIT in New York, and and I was like, I want to embody a new me in an amazing way. Like, I don't want to get rid of the old me, but I definitely want to upgrade that version of me. Like, I want to be a new and improved Pamela. And so I just decided I'm going to do that. And that's exactly what I did. And now I am living a dream life that every day I tell myself I am so grateful. I'm so glad that 4 years ago I decided to pick up my camera and start taking content. I'm so glad that 4 years ago I decided I want to change my life. And because of that, I'm now reaping the rewards of the actions I took 4 years ago. But you never know what can happen if you don't actually just pick up that computer and start doing research. If you pick up that pen and paper and start writing down a plan of what it is that you want to do. Avoid other people, and if they're talking about others, try to stay away from that and truly just focus on you and what it is that you want to do, because at the end of the day, other people's opinions, what other people are saying, are not going to be paying your bills. That is all for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and again, I am so sorry for being away from you guys for so many weeks. I'm definitely going to be back on my consistent routine, and you guys already know so many exciting things are coming. I cannot wait to share it with you. If you guys want to be more up to date with me on things happening every day, or just new and exciting things happening, definitely follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I am always updating things on there that are happening, especially on TikTok. I post every single day. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.